We encounter sequences that are not causal all the time, though our pattern-seeking brains instinctively try to connect them. A yawn opens the mouth without a word following. A leaf falls from a tree just as a bird takes flight nearby. The traffic light turns green and a dog barks on the sidewalk. In each case, the mind whispers, maybe, searching for a connection between the two events, but the honest answer is simple coincidence. Two things happening in sequence without one causing the other. The universe is full of such pairings, random alignments, that our hungry pattern detectors want to weave into meaning. Why is the brain so eager to find causes, even where none exist? The answer lies in our evolutionary history. For a creature trying to survive on the African savanna, the cost of missing a real cause was far higher than the cost of imagining a false one. If you heard a rustle in the grass and assumed it was the wind, but it was actually a lion, you were dead. If you assumed it was a lion and it was only the wind, you wasted a moment of alertness. Over millions of years, this asymmetry sculpted a brain biased toward seeing agency and connection everywhere. The false positive was survivable. The false negative was fatal. So our minds became hyperactive detectives, reading meaning into sequences, weaving stories from coincidence, and seeing faces in the clouds. We are the descendants of those who were too paranoid, not those who were too relaxed. And we carry that paranoia with us still, even in a world where the rustling grass is usually just the wind. However, there is a deeper truth beneath all the noise of coincidence. The leaf falls because the stem weakened, because the season turned, because gravity pulls. The bird takes flight because it sensed movement, because hunger moved it, because the ancient program of survival activated its wings. Behind every event, no matter how small, stretches an infinite chain of prior events reaching back to the beginning of time. Our pattern-seeking brains sometimes err by connecting the wrong things, but the instinct itself is rooted in something real. The universe is a web of cause and effect, and we are creatures trying to find our place within it. The most fundamental rule our pattern-seeking brains discerned is also the simplest. Things happen because other things happened first. A stone falls because you released it. A fire burns because you struck a spark. This chain of dominoes, where every event is both the consequence of a prior action and the cause of a future one, is the machinery of reality. To understand this machinery is to see the deep, natural root of some of our most important moral and spiritual intuitions. We can begin with a solid physical truth. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When a bird's wing pushes down against the air pushes back, lifting the bird. This is not justice, it is physics. It is the impersonal mathematical balance of the cosmos. Every exertion creates a ripple, a reciprocal force. This principle scales up from the flight of a sparrow to the orbits of planets. The entire cosmos is a dynamic tapestry of actions and reactions, a ceaseless negotiation of forces. This law of action and reaction extends seamlessly from physics into the living world as a web of ecological interdependence. In a forest, a tree falls. This action becomes the cause for a cascade of reactions. Sunlight reaches the forest floor, nurturing new saplings. Fungi and insects colonize the decaying trunk, recycling its substance. A nest is destroyed, forcing a family of birds to find a new home. The initial event reverberates through the ecosystem, touching the lives of countless other beings in a complex, branching chain of consequences. Life itself is a process of entangled cause and effect. Now, step into the distinctively human realm, the psychological and social world. Here, the web becomes infinitely more complex, woven of thoughts, words, emotions, and conscious choices, all of which are also grounded in the brain's physical laws. Yet, the foundational principle of action and reaction persists. An unkind word uttered in anger is an action. Its reaction may be a wounded heart, a broken trust, a retaliatory insult, or a secret resentment that festers for years. A generous act is also an action. Its reaction may be gratitude, strengthened social bonds, an inspired impulse toward generosity in another, or simply the internal reinforcement of a habit of compassion. Our social existence is a constant, real-time experiment in cause and effect, where our behaviors are causes that ripple out through the fragile, interconnected network of human relationships. This is where our deepest spiritual intuitions arise. Confronted with the vast, often invisible complexity of this social and psychological web, where causes are hidden, consequences delayed, and outcomes entangled, the human mind sought a simplifying, ordering principle. We intuited that the moral and social world, like the physical world, must operate with a kind of ultimate balance. This intuition crystallized into powerful concepts across cultures. In the Eastern religious traditions of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, it was formalized as the law of karma, a Sanskrit word meaning action that signifies the ethical principle of cause and effect governing all intentional deeds. Karma, in its philosophical essence, is not a mystical scorecard kept by celestial accountants. It is the recognition that actions have ethical consequences that propagate through the complex system of life. It is the understanding that cruelty tends to isolate the cruel, forging a world of suspicion around them. That habitual deception unravels the very fabric of trust one needs to thrive. That compassion strengthens the networks of mutual aid that sustain us. These are not supernatural punishments or rewards imposed from outside, but the natural, systemic outcomes, the reactions to certain ways of being within an interconnected whole. Though conceptually different from karma, the Western idea of divine justice can be seen as a personified counterpart to the similar systemic truth. When ancient wisdom warns that you reap what you sow, it is offering a farmstead metaphor for a cosmic principle. You cannot sow thistles and expect a harvest of wheat. The system does not allow it. Translated to human conduct, you cannot sow deception, violence, or exploitation and expect to harvest trust, peace, or flourishing. The judgment is less a verdict delivered from on high, and more the inevitable result of the action working itself out through the intricate living web of relationships. Our deep-seated sense of moral balance is thus not an arbitrary cultural implant. It is the cognitive and emotional echo of the universal law of action and reaction, now perceived through our social, pattern-seeking brains. We feel that the web must maintain a kind of equilibrium. The spiritual genius of concepts like karma and divine justice was to take this profound feeling and frame it as an intrinsic law of existence, encouraging individuals to consider the long-chain systemic consequences of their choices. In the end, the physical action and its equal reaction, the ecological interdependence of the forest, and the social consequence of a lie or a kindness are all manifestations of the same foundational truth. The universe is a single resonating web of cause and effect. Our religious and ethical systems, in their myriad forms, are humanity's attempt to listen to that resonance, to chart its moral patterns, and to remind us that in an interconnected system, no action is ever truly isolated, and no ripple ever truly disappears.